Hi PadelDrivers, how you doing? I'm Gonzalo, the coach of Rocket Padel Bristol, the biggest padel center of the UK. And today I'm gonna be talking about the biggest mistakes that I see every day on court. So this is Why You Suck at Padel, episode 2. Vamos! In today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at the different areas of the game where almost everybody struggles, and the first area is the back of the court. For the first mistake, I'm going to use the basket as an example. Imagine I want to push this basket. I wouldn't push it from here, right? Standing completely still is really hard to push the basket because I'm just doing it with my hand. It would be much better to have a better support on my legs, and from here it's much easier to push. So when you are playing from the back of the court, it's exactly the same concept. You have to make sure that you are including your legs, okay? I'm not gonna be playing just with my hand here because it's really hard to play, okay? So again, it's much better to make sure that you're using your legs and transferring the weight forward. So remember, tip number 1, don't play completely standing still. Make sure that you have a solid support so that you can use your whole body while playing from the back. Second mistake that I see almost on everybody. In padel, whenever we can, we have to try to avoid playing with my chest pointing forward, because from here, it is much harder to translate the rotation of my body to the ball and generate more power. So whenever it's possible, make sure that you go sideways, and from here it is much easier to push the ball. Of course, there's gonna be some times where the opponent is playing really fast on me and I don't have time, and I just have to play there with my chest pointing in front of me. But this is okay, okay? Just make sure that whenever you get an easy ball, you play sideways. Mistake number 3, I see it many times in people coming from different sports, like Karim, for example. And this mistake is playing with the wrist, okay? Whenever you're closing the shot, the power is not coming from moving the wrist forward, okay? It's not coming from accelerating with the wrist. You have to feel that the power is coming from closing your chest, okay? Like if you had a ball here and you wanted to break it, okay? Finishing with my chest, finishing with my chest, not with my wrist, with my chest, okay? Ah! Remember, not with the wrist, with my chest. Now we're gonna move to the second area where almost everybody struggles, but before we jump into the next section, make sure that you drop us a like if you're enjoying this type of content. For the second area of the game, now we are at the net. Remember, between post 1 and 2, I'm gonna use my friend, the basket, again. Imagine I wanna push this basket away from me. I wouldn't be standing really far away from the basket because from here I cannot push it, right? I would come much closer, I would leave it on one side, and from here it's much easier to push. So whenever I'm at the net and I'm playing the volleys, it's exactly the same. I'm not gonna wait without moving my feet, touching the ball there in front, because obviously I'm not gonna get any power from there, okay? From here it's impossible, I have to wait a bit longer. I was ready for a forehand. I'm doing a demo with the forehand, dude. So again, when I'm at the net, I cannot be playing really far away from me because from here I'm not gonna generate any power, okay? So make sure you are not touching the ball there because of course it's completely impossible to push the ball properly. Instead, wait a bit longer, leave the ball on one side, and from here it's much easier to play a good volley. Karim, amigo, ready? So we're gonna do the nice demo now. I said to him, feet to my forehand, but he doesn't want to. I wait and I hit. I wait and I hit. Always on one side, never in front. The second mistake at the net, and I see it in almost every player that make the mistake number 1, is not taking the split step. Okay, when I'm at the net, I cannot have all the weight of my body stuck to the ground because whenever I try to start moving, it's gonna take me really long and I'm gonna get there really slowly. Okay, so what do I have to do instead? I have to make sure that all the weight of my body is not on my heels, on my toes, okay? And from here it's much easier to move. Also, when this guy is about to play, I'm gonna take like a little step and I'm gonna lift the weight of my body up so that I can start moving much faster, okay? I take the step and I hit. I take the step and I hit. And from here, it is much easier to play a good volley. The third mistake is actually a tactical one. So I'm gonna get my tactical whiteboard to explain this. So whenever I'm at the net, I see this situation many times. Let's say we are playing to this guy over here, okay? And whenever he's hitting back to me, I see many players that all of a sudden they switch to the other direction. This is a mistake, okay? First, because it's easier to find the mistake on this player by forcing him to play 2 or 3 shots in a row. But secondly, and in my opinion even most important, is that if you play now to this player, you are giving him the chance of taking advantage of this space. So my partner needs to adjust, I need to adjust, and we are giving him the opportunity of playing really aggressively from the back of the court. So remember, it's always much better to keep the same direction, and we're gonna swap to the other direction only if we have a good reason to do so. For example, if I wanna play a winner, okay, because in this example I have more distance, play cross-court to accelerate the ball. But otherwise, keep to the same direction. Now we're gonna jump to the third area of the game, which is the overheads. So Karim, my friend, I'm gonna give you the basket. I'm gonna go to the back of the court, okay? And in the meantime, I'm gonna start explaining the first mistake that I see. When I'm playing overheads, many people try to play too fast, okay? Most of the time, whenever I'm playing a bandeja, remember that all I want is to keep the net. So it is much more interesting to focus on playing deep rather than playing fast. So if I get the camera behind me to show this, I'm not gonna be playing super fast, okay? It might look super cool, but I'm gonna make so many mistakes if I play like this. Instead, it's much better to play a bit softer, make sure that I play deep, and I have much more time to recover the net, okay? Remember, focus on playing deep, and I don't have to play fast, because with that kind of ball, I have plenty of time to recover the net, which is the most important thing. The second mistake that I see on overheads has to do with the smash. I see many people playing this shot without thinking on the direction. If I'm trying to finish the point with a smash, it is much easier to go completely in parallel. If I go cross-court and the ball touches 2 glasses, it's gonna slow down, the ball has to travel a larger distance, and my opponent will always be able to get it. Let me show you an example. So this lob, Karim is feeling really bad. I'm going in cross, the ball slows down after touching the glass, and that will be a really easy shot for my opponent. Instead, let's see what happens if I go completely in parallel. So this time I'm gonna go in parallel, the ball has to travel a shorter distance, it only touches 1 glass, and it's coming much faster back to my court. So it will be really hard for my opponent to get that one. The third mistake that I see on overhead is becoming too predictable with your smash. If your opponent knows that every time that you get a lob, you're gonna smash, you're gonna get in a really bad situation like you are gonna see now. So I've been smashing the whole game, Karim plays the lob, I try to play again the smash, and he's gonna win the point really easily. So how do I fix this? Make sure that you play different kind of shots every time you get a lob. A really good one to play is the fake smash, making them think that I'm gonna smash, but instead I'm just playing shove to the back of the court, and he's now in a really tricky situation. The next time that I play the smash, I'm gonna have more room to play. And the final reason why you suck at padel is because your partner sucks too. So make sure that you send this video to your padel partner so that you can both improve and win more padel games.
I will be sending you this video later, Gonzalo. You might need it.
Thanks for watching, PadelDrivers. As always, we really hope that you enjoyed the video. If it was the case, make sure that you hit the like button, and we will see you in the next one. ¡Vamos!